Question number 1. Where can you shop Fords and Chevys conveniently in one location?
Falls Auto Group?
That is correct. Question number 2. Where do you get free car washes for life when you purchase a vehicle?
Falls Auto Group?
That is correct. Final question. Where are you going to buy your next car or truck?
Falls Auto Group.
Correct. Let's show him what he won.
Right on the corner, right on the price. Go to fallsautogroup.com.
A lot going on here tonight.
Yes, busy time. It's a beautiful night, too. And we kind of touched on that just a little bit there before the playing of the national anthem. And this is a Chamber of Commerce night here. It's about 75 degrees, zero humidity almost, not a cloud in the sky. The field looks perfect. Captain's out at midfield right now with the head coaches going over their final instructions. And we're just about ready for some football here, Coach.
We are, and our thanks to David Steakhouse and Donna Bowley.
Thank you. I had that written down and overlooked it. Thank you. Yeah, David Steakhouse.
I didn't overlook it because I snuck me a little bite of coleslaw in there in between breaths.
Hey, thanks to Donna Bowling. She did. Well, now, it's David Steakhouse tonight, and they're great. They do a lot of things for the varsity club, all the kids in Corbin. Sometimes it's other vendors. I know it's been Bubby's Barbecue here and there, but whoever it is, whether it's David's or whoever, Donna Bowling takes care of us. We certainly appreciate Donna. She's a good lady, and but tonight David Steakhouse has fed us up really good. Grilled chicken sandwiches, looks like homemade brownies, baked beans, coleslaw.
Very good.
Good stuff. We appreciate them as well. But Corbin dressed out in her home red uniform, silver headgears, gray pants, South Laurel in the white jerseys, black pants, black headgear with the red numbers. Now, I tell you what, I love the white jerseys with the red numbers. I can tell who these kids are, and I tell you what, a very good crowd on hand for South Laurel. You may hear them right down there below us, and for what they're lacking in the win column, they're certainly not lacking in fan appreciation.
Yeah, usually a team starts out with 2 losses early on the road. You don't see a lot of fan participation. But, David, I saw before the game a lot of South Laurel fans over here tailgating. So, they're excited about their football program and probably more excited about coming to Corbin and playing because, like I said, these 2 schools are neighbors. They know each other very well. They go to movies together. They do a lot of those things together. But they don't play football day in and day out against each other, so this is a special night for them.
Hey, Shaky Lloyd got me right then. He fired that cannon as the Corbin ran out on the field. I was not expecting it. I usually look for it after the first score. He made me jump right there, but I saw him coming through town with that cannon in the back of his truck. I thought, if people didn't know what was going on, they'd say, that's a dangerous man right there.
Hey, I'd like to wake somebody up with that thing sometime.
Well, let me tell you, if we could ever let Donnie get us to borrow it, we could wheel that over to some of our buddies' house and light them up at 2 in the morning. It's at any rate, beautiful night, as we say, for football. The field painted perfectly out there, and good crowd on hand. Corbin crowds are always a little bit late arriving. We looked over there about 5 after 7, and it was just maybe 50 people in the stands. It's practically full now.
Well, the field, David, you mentioned it. Jimmy Hendrickson takes care of that field, and my hat's off to him. He's took up right up where Coach Jeff Gorman left off.
And I need to mention, too, Dwayne Logan and his crew, Ray Bishop and Ronnie. I should get Ronnie's last name. I apologize for that, but all of his crew, they paint the field, stripe it, and boy, it looks good. David Hale, those guys all over here, and they work a lot of hours on this field. And again, they don't have to do that. I mean, this is just to make it really nice for the kids.
Hey, back to Clayton real quick. Don't be surprised if he don't sneak in here.
Would surprise me a bit. Would surprise. I hope he's home with his feet propped up listening, but he may be. All right, South Laurel set to kick it away. Corbin's got their crew back deep. Reed, it's a short pooch kick. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be caught actually by Redhound at about the 38-yard line. Well-placed kick there. Caught on the fly by number 9, Caleb Parker, that he's bumped out of bounds. Corbin starts off with good field position, 1st and 10 at about their own 40.
Well, we saw good field position last week, David, but it came off the foot of Cananoo. Sometimes I want to call it Canoe. It's Cananoo, and we had excellent field position all last week, and we're starting the game with the same type of situation this week.
Right out of the off of the sideline to the line of scrimmage, no huddle. Taylor's going to work out of the shotgun. 3 wide out to the right. Taylor looks to throw. They set up the wide receiver screen. They got it to Reedy out there. A man out in front, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, shakes free, 45-50. Will not go down into South Laurel territory. First down, Corbin, all the way down to the 49-yard line. That is just good running that time by Reedy Burley. And I'll tell you what, that's Harrison Reedy. And that's one thing that Coach Haddix had talked to us about, that they were going to try to get the football in his hands.
Well, what we've seen out of Coach Haddix through the first 4 or 5 games, David, he likes to get kids in space. And Reedy is one of those kids in space. He can go the distance at any time.
Yeah, we were a little late. We do have an interview with Coach Haddix. Going to play it at halftime tonight because of the extended festivities. Here's the same play, the left side to get it out to Hopper. Spins free. He's up the left sideline, 40. He's at the 30, makes the cutback, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, dragging the tackler with him all the way down to the 20-yard line goes Kenny Hopper. Another Corbin first down. 2 plays, Burley, about 40 yards in offense, and Corbin's got it 1st and 10 at the South Laurel 20.
Well, they're trying to utilize that quickness, David, and that's exactly what they've done. They came with a slip screen to Reedy on the right, and then slip screen to Hopper on the left, and both those kids can run. It's an easy throw and catch for Corey, and then they just got to block and run.
Nance in the backfield with Taylor flanking him to his left. Now they bring Kopic back into the backfield as well. They hand it off to Nance straight up the gut. He picks his way into the secondary. He may go. He's the 5-1 man to beat. Takes it in. Touchdown, Corbin. Nance scores from 22 yards out, and that's about as easy as it gets. Screen pass left, screen pass right. Nance takes it in from 22 yards out. Corbin on top 6-0.
Yeah, they went boom, 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 Dave. 2 slip screens and then a run to Nance. Timing. Everything's about timing. Timing looks a little better on this drive tonight than we saw it at times last week.
That offensive line certainly getting out. Burley doing a lot of good things on that particular drive, and good blocking by the wide receivers as well on both those screens.
Absolutely, and Coach Haddix requires that.
Cananoo's extra point is on the way. It is good. Corbin on top 7-0, 11:07 to go here in the first quarter play. We'll just hang on to it right here. We did get an interview with Coach Haddix, and it may seem may sound a bit odd, but we're going to play it at halftime. We're a little bit late getting on, but I thought about it, and we're going to have an extended halftime tonight due to the Hall of Fame inductions. We'll talk about those folks, and then we're going to play that, just to alert our folks back at the station, we're going to play that Haddix interview at halftime for you. I figure Justin's going to, if he goes to the trouble to come down there and do the interview, we'll get it on sometime.
That's right. Might be next week, but we'll get you on, Coach.
Yeah, there you go. Cananoo's got it teed up at the 40.
New starter in the offensive line tonight, David. Jacob Lovett started the football game. We'll try to pick up those offensive starters for you as the game goes on.
You called his name quite a bit, though. He's played a lot.
He's a regular, but he got the start tonight.
I think Corbin's got 8 or 10 guys that they rotate in and out there, and really who starts is kind of irrelevant. They all play about the same. Back deep is number 27, Quinn, and 21, Grubb for South Laurel. Cananoo will try to reach the end zone as usual. Steps into it, pounds it long and strong. It's going to go into the end zone. Touchback, Corbin. And I tell you what, that is such a weapon. We harp on it quite a bit, but being able to kick that thing into the end zone in high school football is huge.
Yes, it is. Now, which one is that, Lucas or?
No, I believe that's Tulio. That's the left-footed
okay.
one, yeah.
We only bring Lucas in for the big games.
Well, I think if there's a big soccer game, Lucas gets to come in because Tulio's needed on the other end a little bit. I think both those kids really good athletes, and then again we appreciate Skeeter Simon for allowing those kids to do that, and Coach Haddix for allowing it to happen as well. Here's a broken play. The quarterback's going to be hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. That is Jonathan Jenkins. He turned to hand it off to his right. Running back went to the left, and he barely got back to the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up a half a yard.
David Corbin with some changes in the lineup. Lucas Ellison getting a start at corner tonight, and Harrison Reedy not. Also, looks like Brock in at linebacker for the Redhounds, and Tanner Powers not in the lineup.
Jenkins fumbles the snap. Ball's on the turf. Going to be recovered by South Laurel. 23, Matt Harp there to fall on it, but that will be a loss of about 3. Boy, a very shaky start here for the Cardinals as they have a broken play on the first play, and then the second play, the snap is fumbled, and the Cardinals are looking at 3rd down and long.
I did not get the injury report. I know Harrison's not injury, and I'm not sure about Tanner. Well, I see him dressed over there. But Dylan Brock is getting the start at inside linebacker tonight.
And they may be playing, Coach Haddix likes to play these guys one way if possible, and they may be planning on playing those guys more on offense tonight. Jenkins back to throw on 3rd and long, steps up in the pocket. He's got some time now. The pocket's going to collapse, goes down from behind, tracked down there by number 19, Reedy, his second tackle of the series. And so the Reedy boys making their presence known here. Andrew with the sack, Harrison with a big gainer on the opening series, and South Laurel's going to have to kick it away.
Hopper will be back deep. We saw him explode for a long run there in the first series of Corbin.
Looks like Jenkins is going to be the punter. Jonathan Jenkins, boy, he steps into it. That is a beauty. High, tight spiral, fielded by Hopper back at the 40. Makes a couple guys miss, lowers his head, just gets what he can over the 50 into South Laurel territory, and then he is pushed to the turf, pushed backwards. They're going to give him forward progress, I think, probably into South Laurel territory at about the 49.
Kenny did a good job just catching that thing because he had a little traffic on him there. Had some people in his face and was able to catch it and still pick up some positive yardage, too.
That's got to be one of the most unnerving things. Is you're looking up at the ball, and you know people are bringing that. I mean, your natural inclination to look, see how close they are. Corbin breaks the, actually they break the huddle over on the sideline straight on the sprint to the line of scrimmage. Go the Redhounds. 2 wide outs to the left, 2 to the right. Now they bring Hopper in motion behind the quarterback. Taylor takes the snap, and Corbin has some movement on the offensive line there. Looks like the snap may have been just a little bit late.
Yeah, our right tackle moved, but good point, David. I'm not sure if it was the snap or we were just a little bit early. It could have been the snap.
I thought it may have been a couple guys on this end that jumped, but
well, what a great night for football. The weather is absolutely perfect.
And the mosquitoes over here like it real well. I'm getting eaten up right now.
They're after my chicken sandwich.
I'm getting ready to build a fire here. First down at 15 now for the Hounds from their own 46. Browning checks into the game. He splits wide to the right. Reedy wide to the left side. Hopper in the slot to the left. Now they bring him in motion. Behind the quarterback, Taylor. Back to throw goes. Taylor sets up, fires long down the left sideline for Reedy. Big collision, no call, as this is incidental contact out there as Reedy and number 21, Jared Grubb, ran together and ball was overthrown.
I thought that was a good no call. That time they just tried to let Harrison sprint down that left side. Nothing fancy about it all, just single coverage out there. He was the receiver and let Corey try to throw it. And they ran together there, a little bit of contact, but really, really a good call.
A 4 plays, Coach, and 2 of those have been directed towards Harrison Reedy. So we've heard Coach Haddock say that that's the kid they want to get the ball to a little bit more. Certainly a concerted effort thus far. Second down at 15. Taylor gives it off to Kopic, his first carry of the game. Starts around the left side. He's got some room, turns the corner, going to be hit and chased out of bounds. No, he was not. He cuts back. I thought he was going to go out of bounds. It actually came to a complete stop at the 45. Gets it all the way down inside the 40. He's going to be about a yard shy of a Corbin first down. A 14-yard gain there by Jake.
The good news about Jake is he missed the whole summer camp with the injury. And Corbin's been able to win football games and do things offensively without the total focus being on Jake. Now, don't get me wrong. He's our guy. You know, he's the guy we got to stop. But he's not beat up right now, you know, at this point in the season after 5 games and some pretty tough ones.
Well, and in the Trimble County game, he barely touched the ball. As you mentioned, they just threw it every down because they didn't want to get their backs beat up. Taylor looks to throw again, dumps it off. That's got a man. No, it's blocked. Okay. I looked down the field. He was trying to get the ball out there to his receiver in the flat. It was knocked out back in his face. Good defensive play there as the linebacker batted it back at Corey.
Boy, he had him, too. I mean, he was wide open out here in this flat. Kenny ran the free safety off, Kenny Hopper, and then they had Carter on a little out pattern here. Nobody for him, but the big defensive lineman just got up and batted it down.
Yeah, and I misspoke just a moment ago as Kopic picked up enough yardage for the first down. We got a really nice spot, so instead of 4th and inches here, 4th and a foot, we're looking at second down at 10. Again, 2 wideouts to both sides. Now they bring Kopic in motion to give it off to Nance on the left side on a little counter play. He's got a bunch of room, lowers his head, taking tacklers with him, refuses to go down all the way inside the 30. He may have picked up the first down. Nance got the last 5 or 6 of those yards early on that 10-yard carry with people on his back.
He don't mind the dirty work because that's what he gets. You know, it's no lead back, and here I come, and that's what he does pretty good.
That's a really good-looking play. They bring Kopic on what looks like the jet sweep right in front of the quarterback to the right side of the field. They fake it to him and then give it back on the counter to Nance. There was a nice hole there.
Yeah, offensive line knocking them off the ball really well. Big Engle up there, Jacob Lovett, also Alec Gamble in the lineup. Zach Moore, one of the guards, and we'll pick up that other tackle for you.
Same play this time. They're going to give it to Kopic on the sweep around the right side. He's going to be hit and knocked down. Good defense there. A short gain on the play. Picks up about 2 maybe. Good tackle there by number 72 of South Laurel.
South Laurel being just a little bit more stingy on this drive.
Wade Arnold.
Good-looking kid, South Laurel does.
Hey, Wade's a big one, Coach. He's 6'3", 285. Good-looking kid. Moves well. Second down at 8 for Corbin. Clock continues to run. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hounds on top 7-0. Driving again here. Working from about the 27-yard line of the Cardinals. Long count. Taylor takes a quick pitch left side to try to get Kopic on the corner. He's going to be hemmed in, cuts it back up against the grain, spins free of a couple tacklers, and will be drugged down at about the 20-yard line. Gain of about 3. Going to bring up 3rd down and approximately 5 for Corbin.
Pretty good pursuit by South Laurel's defense that time, David. Nothing fancy about it, just a naked sweep. He pitch it out there, and here we go. And Jake got what he could.
I'm going to say 3rd down and 3 as Corbin again got a very nice spot. 7:10 to go here in the first quarter. Hounds on top 7-0. Moving on the line. South Laurel jump. That's going to give Corbin a 1st down if it is against the Cardinals. I believe it is.
Corey had a hard count that time, got him offsides. Good job by Corey Taylor.
So you know, I watch a lot of pro football, Burley, and the guy that I see that does that better than anybody is Andrew Luck.
He does a good job.
I mean, the other night, I bet there's 3 or 4 times, and it's at key times you know it's coming, and he can still manage to change his cadence there and pull people offsides. Then when the quarterback does it, they should add that to his passing totals. Taylor takes it, leaves it off the Kopic on a delay across left tackles into the secondary, still on his feet. He's the 10-5, lowers his head, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin. Kopic. There goes the cannon into the end zone for Corbin's 2nd score of the night. Not quite as easy as the first drive, but again, a very efficient drive for the Hounds. Burley, they extend their lead to 13-0.
Jake just ran through him. Pretty poor tackling that time by South Laurel, David. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and then at the 2nd level and just really ran right through tackles. Not much pumpkin there, as they say, from a tackling point of view.
Now we've got the other Cannonu in, Burley. This is the right-footed Cannonu. I think this is Lucas here. Snaps a good one. Kick is on the way. Pop through. That's either a different Cannonu or it's the same guy kicking with different legs. But he popped that one through. Extra point is good. 6:51 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0. Corbin on top. We'll pause for some sponsor time, then be back to Campbell Field. Stay with us. You're listening to Redhound Football. Kick is still about South Laurel. They've got some running room up the right side. Goes Grubb. They fake the reverse. Grubb keeps it around the right sideline, right in front of the Corbin bench. Gets it all the way out to the 50-yard line. Nice play. And that's poor tackling by Corbin. Burley's Grubb sidestepped a couple Redhound tacklers back at the 25. Gets it all the way out to the 50. And South Laurel will have excellent field position here, trailing 14-0.
I think it's been a little bit of an issue for Corbin this year, the kickoff returns. We've had trouble covering at times.
South Laurel right at the line, set to go. Quarterback is Jonathan Jenkins, number 12. On the back of the eye is Jared Drudd, number 21. Here's the high snap, fumble by the quarterback. He's in some trouble. Reedy's after him, and then here comes the rest of the cavalry. They're going to take him down at about the 42. Andrew Reedy, first guy back there, but also went on the hit there. Burley's number 65, Harley Lambert.
Well, Harley Lambert was player of the week last week. Had a really good game over at Danville. Just a good football player, David. He's really a good football player.
2nd down and about 17 for South Laurel, working now from about their own 43. Corbin leads at 14-0, 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Jenkins working out of the pistols, got it back in behind him as Grubb. Back to throws Jenkins. Sets up, chased out of the pocket, collapses, he's hit and dropped. Loss on the play of 3 this time. They cannot keep Corbin out of there. That's big Harley Lambert. He smacked him to the ground, then helped him up.
Good coverage by Corbin's secondary. O'Neal, Rasmus, and Harrison Reedy over on this side. You also had Joe Ledford, one of the seniors out here in the flat on the coverage. Corbin playing a lot of people tonight. Josh Hampton goes out. Cody Evans comes in.
Jenkins going to work out of an empty backfield now. 2 wide outs to the right, 2 to the left. A slot also to the right side. Jenkins 5 yards deep. Takes a snap on 3rd and about 18. Sets up, fires long down the left sideline. This one up for grabs. It should be intercepted. It's going to be batted around and dropped. They'll actually knock out his hands. Good coverage there by Reedy as they kind of ran together with the intended receiver out there, number 27, Aaron Quinn. And Quinn, a pretty good job coming back, Burley, and knocking that ball away from Harrison.
Almost the same play we've seen Corbin throw to Reedy on that side where they had the contact. Both times good no calls.
Yeah, I think most coaches would be satisfied if these referees forgot their flags in the locker room.
Yeah.
And you know, not calling enough is much better for coaches, I think, than calling too much. South Laurel set to kick it away on 4th and 20. Jenkins, much like Corbin, is the quarterback and also the punter. He'll hit this one from about his own 35. Steps into it. Corbin was expecting a fake, but they had nobody back deep. The ball's going to hit at the 20. Takes a nice South Laurel roll. Will go out of bounds at about the 11-yard line, looks like.
Maybe that's another defensive series, and Tanner Powers has not been in the game this year yet. I don't didn't get the injury reports. I know Zach Rose still out with a bummed-up arm. He got hurt early in the season. But outside of that, I'm not sure of any other injuries that have been reported to us.
Well, the official threw out his beanbag at about the 20-yard line. The ball went out of bounds at the 11, so they're going to move it back up to the 20. I don't know what happened there, unless maybe it hit a South Laurel kid at the 20 and then continued out of bounds. He was in the vicinity, so it may have touched the South Laurel player at the 20, but it's 1st and 10 for the Corbin there from about the 22, actually. Taylor's going to work out of the gun. Wideouts all over the field. Back to throws. Corey sets up, fires across the middle. He's got a man out there. Reedy makes the snag at the 40. It is a foot race down the left side. Quinn's after him. He stops, changes direction. Reedy's still on his feet to 30. Shakes and bakes. 15 rather. 10. Tracked down, knocked out of bounds. What a move that time by Reedy. Campbell almost to a complete stop, Burley. Changed his field, and we've seen a concerted effort to get the ball in his hands. That was a really nice throw and a beautiful catch.
It was. Corey put that one right on him there. And Quinn had the angle there. Reedy almost outran him, but that was just a great throw by Corey Taylor and a good catch and run by Reedy. And you're right. He come to a complete stop and said, oh, let's go again.
67 yards. I think Reedy, he realized, that's Harrison Reedy, by the way, realized that the kid had the angle on him, and it stopped, let him kind of overrun the play a bit, and then reversed his field. 67-yard pass that time from Taylor to Reedy. 2 wide out to the left, 1 to the right. Low snap. This one's fielded like a ground ball by Taylor. He's in some trouble. Hit, throws for the end zone. It's up for grabs. It's going to be caught. Caught by Corbin. Touchdown. That's Braden Sevier in the corner of the end zone. Wow, what a throw that time. Taylor running for his life early. Spotted Sevier, and a great job of Sevier blocking out of the end zone.
Yeah, we were lucky to get away with that one. I got to tell you, Corey threw that ball in the end zone, but he threw it from his back and had no idea if the receiver, he knew the vicinity, and South Laurel didn't react on the ball. They just stood there, and Sevier came and got the pass.
Yeah, I think that's a byproduct of having a lot of confidence in your receivers, kids that can go up and get the ball, and Sevier just kind of blocked him out. The extra point attempt is going to be stopped prior to the snap here. It looks like South Laurel may have jumped off sides. And they'll go half the distance of the goal here. Does that half the distance of the goal change your thinking at all about maybe going for 2?
It depends on the competitiveness of the game. I think if this game were a little more competitive at this point, I think Corbin would go for 2. But right now, South Laurel doesn't look like they have any answer for Corbin's offense.
Yeah, Corbin on top 20-0. 4:44 to go here in the first quarter. Canada to attempt the extra point. Taylor with the good hold. Kick on the way. It is good. Hounds extend their lead 21-0. We'll just hang on to it right here and introduce you to this year's Redhound Varsity Club Hall of Fame induction class while we got a minute as Hounds lead at 21-0. Coach Stephen Cook, outstanding running back for the Redhounds, played with your son BJ. Zach Pruitt, Anna Mills, the E-Step, outstanding ladies basketball player. Zach, all around player. Played some basketball, but primarily he's a football player extraordinaire. Really good athlete there. Bill Crook going in. Mr. Redhound. Nobody knows more about Redhound sports than Bill Crook.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie Head, one of the most successful Corbin coaches as far as regional championships in any sport. Girls tennis and the 85 girls tennis team. Samantha Moses also going in, outstanding ladies golfer. Jared Lawson, one of the best to ever wear the red, number 42. And then Laura Foley, all-state soccer player, really good athlete as well.
I'd like to line them 3 backs up in the backfield with you.
Yes, I would. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. Cananu set to kick it away. It is a low-line drive. This one's going to hit at the 10, squirts out of bounds at about the 15. So South Laurel will get it, I believe, at the 35. First down and 10. That's the first miss that we've seen Cananu have. He usually boots that thing long and strong. Well, this is one of the better, I guess I don't want to say better, one of the more recognizable classes that I've seen. I know all these folks right here, and those were all really, really good Redhound athletes.
Very diverse group.
Yeah.
I think I have spotted Tanner Powers maybe in his street clothes as Dylan Brock remains in there as the inside linebacker.
I think I've seen too, Coach, straight across from us here. Not sure what that's about. Maybe Coach Haddix may have talked about that in his interview. Handoff straight up the gut, not much room there for, I believe that is Aaron Quinn. He's going to be very slow getting up. There's a gain of just a couple maybe.
Kobe Simon along that front line, along with Big Harley Lambert. Josh Hampton's done a very good job this year. Also in there, along with Andrew Reedy, the linebackers are Dylan Brock, Dalton Anderson, and we'll pick up the outside backers after this play.
Yeah, that was 23 Matt Harp running for South Laurel, excuse me. 21-0, Hounds on top, 4:07 to go in the first. Back to throws Jenkins out in the right flats, got a receiver out there, overthrows him just a bit, pass intended for Jared Grubb. Would have been a short gainer of about 4 or 5 had he been able to hang on. We'll bring up a third down and long for South Laurel.
Joe Lippard and Tucker Jewell, Coach, getting the start at those outside linebackers. Sailor Rasmus, the free safety tonight. He's been there all year. The corners are Lucas Ellison and Austin O'Neill.
21-0, Hounds on top, third down and about 9. And we'll call it 8 here for South Laurel. Jenkins working out of the pistol. Lined up directly behind him is Matt Harp. Back to throw is Jenkins. Here comes the blitz. He's in a bit of trouble. Gets it off underneath the Harp. Harp's going to be hit and wrestled to the turf pretty quickly, though. Lost about a yard on the play. Trying to set up the screen, I believe, early, but the lead blocker just didn't make it out there. Corbin ran through them and snuffed that one out pretty good.
That was good work, too, over there by William Reedy. David, he was back in coverage, and he seen that thing developing. And of course, 9 out of 10 kids sit and wait and let it develop and then go try to break it up. William went on and got in that thing early, and it blew the play up.
He's had a nice game already. He's been involved in 3 nice plays thus far. Jenkins set to kick it away. We'll hit this one from his 25. Low line drive kick's going to hit at the 30. Takes a South Laurel bounce and goes out of bounds somewhere around the 25, I believe. Looks like that's where Corbin's going to take over, first down and 10, leading 21-0.
Well, the competition level's a little different this week than it is last week, but Corbin's offense looks sharp tonight, David, I think. Even though this is not Danville and South Laurel in a rebuilding process, although they got a win last week over Clay, but Corbin's offense seems to be really clicking.
The one thing that I have seen improve since week 1 that I like, and it's a very intangible kind of thing, no way to measure it, but I just like the enthusiasm. It seems like the enthusiasm of the kids is getting better each week to me.
It does. It does.
And maybe because they're a little more comfortable.
You're starting to build some wins.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 3-1 will make you feel pretty good about stuff, especially with that early start. Well, you and I talked. We were going to be happy with 2-2 probably, but 3-1's not too shabby. Taylor takes the snap, looks to throw. They set up the middle screen. They get it to Kopic. He's going to be tracked down from behind. Nice defensive play there from South Laurel. Look at that kid's number there. That's number 2. Tracking Kopic down from behind, Derek Dethridge.
Yeah, South Laurel smelled that out. That was the middle screen. We let their line go. Ours released, tried to get Kopic in behind them, but Dethridge blew that up.
You know, we say it's a great defensive play, and Dethridge blew it up, but it's still a 5-yard gain.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how it's been tonight for Corbin. They're really moving the football.
Yeah, that's Kopic, too. He always falls forward. Back to pass as Taylor sets up, fired down the left sideline. Got Hopper out there. It is a foot race, and this one is gone. See you later. Hopper connects 69 yards. There goes the cannon. Hopper's speed that time, he was 5 yards behind everybody, and a perfectly thrown ball by Taylor Burley. Yes, he is sharp tonight. He hit Hopper in full stride. Corbin on the board again.
Yeah, Corey looks like he's regrouped himself from last week. Was a little bit erratic early in last week's game, but settled down, made some good plays in that game. Matter of fact, made some plays with his feet last week. But what he did there is hard for a high school kid. When they're that wide open, you're either overthrow them or you underthrow them, but he put that right on the numbers. Just a terrific throw to Kitty Hopper.
It was a beautiful pattern as Cannonu set to attempt the extra point. Snap is a good one. Taylor gets the hold down. Kick is good as well. Corbin on top, 28-0. They had Reedy, I believe it was Reedy and Hopper both on that side. They both sprint down the sidelines, and then about 15 yards down the field, Reedy peels off across the middle. Both defenders went with him and left Hopper wide open.
Nobody there for him. And it was blown coverage without question.
Nice throw, though. Corbin on top, 28-0. We'll pause for 30 seconds, then be back to Campbell Field. Stay with us. You're listening to Redhound Football. Cannonu set to kick it away. To South Laurel. Back deep is Grubb and Quinn. High end over end kick taken at the 1-yard line by Quinn. Starts up the right side, hesitates. He's in a bit of trouble. Retreats to the 5-yard line. Here comes the coverage. Gets free of one guy that is going to get out to about the 15, but then flags come down on top of the play. Usually there, Burley, about the only thing that could be is a face mask or a hold or blocking the back, something like that. But I did not see a face mask, so I'm going to assume this is on South Laurel.
They're waving the flag off.
Okay,
so
good enough.
Wasn't either one.
That's good.
But you're right, that's all it could have been.
Well, I'm glad, though. Hey, listen, the less flags, the better for us.
Mm-hmm. Corbin still with that same defense out there, other than Cody Evans is in at that right defensive tackle. Not a very big guy, David, but uses his quickness well.
South Laurel's got 2 wide receivers out to the left and only 1 Corbin guy now. Jewel moves out there to help out a little bit. Handoff straight up the gut. Nowhere to go at all. I believe that was 23 Harp again, pounding the middle. No gain. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Harp lost his headgear on that one. He's going to head to the South Laurel sideline for some equipment help. This has been a very long first quarter. Of course, 28 points on the board for Corbin here, and that's going to lengthen things out just a bit.
Well, I was looking at your alignment there that you picked up, David. We slide a guy out there, but if they run these 2 guys off and release this back here, there's nobody for him either.
You're exactly right. Now Rasmus shades that side of the field just a bit. Jenkins back to throw, dumps it across the middle, incomplete. Pass intended for Dethridge across the middle on a little crossing route. Well covered there by Dylan Brock and as well as Anderson.
Dylan Brock, he's like Superman. All of a sudden he disappears.
He goes everywhere. He plays everywhere. He's a wide receiver, he's a tight end, he's a running back, now he's a linebacker. He's a nice-looking kid. Let me tell you, he can play.
But what's funny is you'll go periods of games and you won't see him, and all of a sudden he's got the ball running for 40.
Yeah, he needs to be the guy that just stands next to coach all the time. You don't want to forget about him. Jenkins on 3rd down and about 8, working from his own 17. Back to throw is Jenkins. Sets up, dumps it across the middle. He's got a man, incomplete. Threw it behind him just a touch. That pass intended for 21 Jared Grubb. And South Laurel's going to have to kick it away from deep in their own territory.
Corbin trying to play a lot of people tonight, David. Caleb Parker now in the game for the Redhounds. Caleb plays on special teams. Here's a switch. Andrew Reedy back now to return the punt. Kenny Hopper has been handling that. So both of those cats are dangerous. They both can run.
Now that's Harrison Reedy, right?
Harrison.
Okay,
you're right.
Back at the 50. Hey, listen, I get him confused, Coach. I'm trying to be sure myself. Jenkins will kick it to Reedy. Reedy standing right at the 50-yard line, right in the middle of the Corbin C. A high, short kick. Reedy's going to let it bounce. It hits right at the 50. Bounces over his head, takes a nice South Laurel bounce, and is going to roll all the way down to the Corbin 35. Now, Reedy could have fair caught that one.
Yeah.
And saved his 15 yards. But it's one of those punts, and I see those, and occasionally it looks like the bottom just falls out of them.
Well, I've heard coaches say for years, David, if you're ever in doubt, period, anything about catching the punt, don't catch it. Get away from it.
Yeah.
But you're right. That was a catchable punt and probably should have been fair caught. But if for whatever reason the ball's spinning funny or you don't see it or what have you, you're to get away from it, and that's what he did.
Well, again, and I can't really describe it, but we stand here for every home game and watch the game. Some punts it just looks like the bottom falls out. That one was climbing. This almost like the wind just knocked it down, straight down the field. Taylor set to throw off the left side, dumps it underneath. It's got his man. That's going to be Trevor Browning at the 45. The big guy still rumbling down the left sideline. Gets all the way to the 49-yard line, nearly the 50 before he's wrestled down. That will be enough for a Corbin first down. So the Hounds with a fresh set of downs, leading 28-0.
Corey Taylor got popped after he let that one go. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
he shook up just a little bit. He's going to be okay. He's still in there, but he took a shot.
That's a tough throw, rolling to your left for a right-handed quarterback. And when you do that, you throw, you're exposed. And you're right, Early. He got stuck right in the ribs, but bounced right back up, and he's back in the gun again, back flanking him to either side. Handoff Kopic straight up the gut. He's hit and stacked up right at the 50. Short gainer of only a couple, well defended by South Laurel. I thought we might have gotten by with a little early start there. It looked like maybe Brock fell out of his stance just a touch before the count.
Corbin with that offensive line in there now. Big Zach Engel, also Dalton Eaton, Jacob Lovett. Brady Ferris is in at center. And I think Alec Gamble is the left guard. We'll try to pick that up for you. You'd like to get those guys a little recognition. You don't hear a lot about them. No, it's Zach Moore in there at the left guard right now.
Take it down in 8. They're going to give it off on the jet sweep this time to Kopic around the right side. He's into the secondary. He's at the 40, 35, 30, making a couple guys miss all the way down to the 25-yard line. Good blocking out front that time by Corbin. That's number 26 out there in front, kind of leading the way, Nance.
Corbin again tonight, David, using multiple athletes. We've seen Browning with a touch, Sevier with a touch, Kopic, obviously, Nance, just multiple guys sharing the football.
Well, that's going to bring to a close the first quarter of play. It has been all Redhounds here from Campbell Field on the Redhound Varsity Club Hall of Fame night. Corbin leads at 28-0. We'll be back for the beginning of the second quarter after this short timeout. Stay with us. This is Redhound football. Back at Campbell Field, 28-0. Hounds on top. 1st and 10 for the Redhounds, working from about the 28-yard line of South Laurel. Really good crowd on hand. Both teams represented well here tonight. Taylor's going to work from the shotgun again. 2 backs in the offset eye to his left. Now they're bringing Kopic in motion right in front of the quarterback's face. Taylor takes the snap, throws the wide receiver screen, got it out there to Harrison Reedy. Makes one guy miss, starts down the left side. Only one to beat. Still on his feet, going to be tracked down from behind at the 8-yard line. Very shifty running there from Harrison Reedy. Well, we've seen him have a great game here, Coach.
He's slick now. He's slick. He can go.
In the open field, he is a tough catch to bring down. Let me tell you, he would have gotten into the end zone that time had he known the guy was coming from behind him, because he didn't let up, but he didn't see him come. I think it made him miss. Drew Carter also in the game now.
The most impressive thing to me about this Corbin football team is the number of athletes they have. They just have a lot of athletes, David. Typically on a year, this level of football, if you've got 2, 3, you're doing really good. But that's not the case for this Corbin team.
Kopic and Moore split wide to the right side. Taylor takes the snap. They leave it off with Nance, who's running very hard, slams into the line, pushes the pile forward down to about the 5-yard line. Tough running in there, only a gain of about 3. Tough sledding for Nance.
No doubt about where he was going when he got the ball. He goes north and south. He's not an east-west runner. He's a north-south runner.
Let me tell you something. You've got to tackle Nance. I mean, he's not going to go down on his own. He's probably not going to slip because he's not making any fancy moves.
No, he's not.
He gets his pads down and runs well behind his pads. 2nd down and goal for Corbin from the 5. Nance and Kopic in the eye. This time Taylor's going to move up under center for the first time tonight. He does. Fakes it. He rolls to his right there after him. He looks for the end zone. Throws it out there. He's got a receiver in the vicinity. Hopper makes a catch to get a foot in. Touchdown, Corbin. Yes, he did. Now, that is a beautiful throw that time from Taylor with people right up in his grill. Finds Hopper right on the sideline.
There's the new Corey Taylor there, because a year ago, Corey would have went ahead and chucked that thing. He was patient. He kept sprinting, and let Kenny run himself open. He did it was a good catch by Kenny Hopper, no doubt, and we know what an athlete he is, but that was a tremendous show of poise by Corey Taylor.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think Hopper was the initial receiver. I think he was the second receiver. He was trying to throw it to the underneath guy. I didn't know who that was, but he was covered, so Corey had to almost eat the football until Hopper ran himself open, like you said, Burley. That's a really good play on both ends, and Taylor is really sharp tonight. Extra point good by Cannonu. That extends Corbin's lead 35-0, 10:39 to go. We'll break for 30 seconds, then be back. Stay with us. This is Redhound football. Back at Campbell Field, Dave Cox and Burley Foley. Burley, this is... I expected Corbin to win the game. I didn't know that they would be this dominant this early, but I'm going to tell you, the offense, for the lack of timing that they had last week at times, and they had some really good drives last week, don't get me wrong, this week they've been really sharp, and Taylor has just been right on target.
Got me turned up there, Coach?
Yeah, I do. You're potted up, my fault.
They do. It's a less of opponent. There's no question about that. South Laurel's not Danville, but again, the timing is really good. And this offense is predicated a lot on timing, irregardless of who you're playing.
Well, that's a good point. I was kind of watching the play there. South Laurel ran the reverse on the kickoff. Cannonu's high kick took Grubb back into the end, or Quinn back into the end zone, but they let him run it out. And then after the handoff on the exchange for the reverse, they blew it dead. So at any rate, Cannonu with another touchback.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
You know, sometimes, and I've done this in basketball, when I used to referee a little basketball, you forget to put the whistle in your mouth. I've done it. And, you know, you're almost ready to blow it, sit down on that whistle to stop the play, and you don't have it. Maybe that's what happened, but it was certainly late getting it stopped. Quarterback sneak right up the middle, rugby style, moves the pile forward about 3 yards maybe.
Well, we did get a little clarification on the clock, running of the clock. It's 36 points, provided both coaches agree to that. And the game we saw that they didn't, evidently they didn't agree to that. So another score for Corbin, provided if South Laurel doesn't score, they'll run the clock.
I think Trimble had said they wanted, you know, they came this far, they wanted to stay and play.
Understandably so.
Handoff left side, not much running room at that time for Matt Harp as Cody Evans and Lambert there to wrap him up after a short gainer. Third down now and about 7 for South Laurel, working from their own 23.
Another big game in the area tonight. Bell County and Knox Central playing. Williamsburg up at Newport. Lane Camp is up at Pineville. So some other games in the area. If you have any of those scores, please send those along to us.
Yeah, we'd love to hear a Knox Bell score. Back to throw is Jenkins. He's got some time this time. Throws it off the left side. Hammered to the turf. A big lick that time by Brock. Well, I tell you what, he depleted that receiver. May have got there just a bit early, to be, in my opinion.
I think he did.
But it was a big hit that time, and yards the ball loose. Intended receiver out there for South Laurel.
This kid gets better and better each week. He
Number
really
5,
does.
Levins. Yeah, he's a. You know, we loved him last year. If you remember, every time he touched the ball, something good happened.
Yeah, when that second unit went in last year, he was one of the backs and always seemed to have some success.
He's got a little spurt about him, Burley. I don't know what kind of sprinter he is, but for 5 yards, he's really quick. Jenkins set to punt it away, gets off a nice one. This time it's going to drive Reedy back to his 40. Makes a couple guys miss initially, then is going to be drugged down from behind inside South Laurel territory at about the 48-yard line. Good job there for South Laurel. That's number 16 hanging on, Taylor Morris with the tackle.
Well, it's been all Corbin here, David. I didn't expect this. I expected South Laurel to put up just a little bit better football game. I know they're in a rebuilding process. They've changed coaches up there, and Coach Reimer, who was there, was starting to see some improvement in the program. He's went on to Cumberland College now, so they're in another rebuilding phase, and that's tough to do. It really is. As a coach, a community, coaching changes are tough, and we've seen that here. They're tough with the emotions and tough with a lot of stuff, but hopefully in time they'll get this worked out.
Hunter Jackson is the new head coach. Here's a pass off the right side. Moore with his first catch of the night, running a nice pattern, refuses to go down, fights his way all the way to the 35-yard line. Hunter Jackson, the head coach here at South Laurel this year, he is assisted by Jacob Lowe, Stephen Quillen, William Allen, Tyler Culver, Ricky Bowling, Keith Klontz, and Donnie Burdine.
Ricky Bowling, that's a familiar name in South Laurel history. What a
Redhound!
He was the really good quarterback up there, wasn't he? I thought that name sounded familiar to me. He was a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure. Clock down to 9:10 in the first half. Hounds on top 35-0, driving 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of South Laurel. Taylor takes the snap, steps up, fires underneath, got his receivers going to be caught again. This time Moore will be wrapped up quickly. Short gain on the play. He's wrestled to the turf after about a 3-yard pickup.
David, I don't have the exact number, but I think around 6 athletes, maybe 7. Well, if you count Corey, 7 for sure, touched the ball for Corbin tonight. Browning, Moore, Hopper, Kopic, Nance,
Harrison Reedy, Dylan Brock, Trevor Browning,
a lot of kids.
Brady Severe.
Brady Severe caught touchdown.
Yeah. When you think about it, there's probably closer to 10. Backs in an offset eye to the left of the quarterback. Taylor, hand off to Kopic. He's going to try the right side. Flags come down everywhere. Kopic spins free of a couple defenders. He's going to walk it into the end zone on a beautiful move. It's going to be off or not, but that is a tremendous jump stop there for Kopic at about the 20-yard line. He left 2 players in his wake, but I believe this one's coming back.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold on the Redhounds. Again, halftime tonight, Dave. Hall of Fame ceremony's coming up. 3 very good running backs here from Corbin, Zach Pruitt, Stephen Cook, Jared Lawson, like I said, I'd like to have those three. And Bill Crook, one of my favorites. Again, I mean, if you want to know something about not just Corbin football, but Corbin sports in general, Bill Crook here had 2 sons play here, very, very good football players, both of those extremely good. Scott was a member of one of the state championship teams. I'm sure they're in attendance here tonight. Anna Mills Estep, point guard. Scored a lot of points. Team had some success there. Samantha Moses, you know her very well, good golfer, something you're familiar with. And Laurel Foley, a soccer player here, was just honoring enough to be good.
Well, let me tell you something. She's a great athlete. Sam was a player. Sam was one of those ones that when you're in a scramble out at the golf course country club, you wanted her on your team. It was like cheating, letting her hit from the ladies' tees. she could wear it out. Back to throw is Taylor, winds up, fires long down the right sideline's got Hopper out there, jump ball, batted away at the last minute. Good defensive play out there. Hopper up for the jump ball, and Taylor took a little pop after that one too, I think, Coach.
Yeah, I thought Kenny might have came up with that one, but Corey, he's took 2 good shots there. We're going to have to pick somebody up. I see Coach Haddock's instructing the person that was supposed to block that gentleman right now, because he just let him run right by him and hit Corey right in the mouth.
Yeah, Corey got a little bit shaky. He goes over, gets the play, and hustles back into the Corbin huddle.
He's got that Clayton Taylor toughness, buddy.
3rd down and 16. Hey, it's pretty good athletic genes in that family, let me tell you. Taylor takes it, leaves it off the top. It picks his way into the secondary. Will be cut down at about the 35. So he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 4th down and about 11 for Corbin.
Well, the way Corbin's offense is clicking tonight, one, field position, they should go for it, but 2, South Laurel's not showing any ability to stop Corbin at all.
Looks like they're going to punt it away, Coach. They're exchanging a bunch of folks right here on 4th down and 10. Taylor kind of limping a little bit. He's going to stay in there to punt it away, it looks like. Well, kind of an odd formation now as we've got 5 linemen, 3 guys split to the right, 1 to the left. Coach Haddock did not like the formation. Somebody was not in the game, and so he's going to have to spend a timeout, and they're going to talk things over. We'll hang on to it here. 6:56 to go in the half. 35-0. Corbin on top. I'd like to remind everybody to stick around for our halftime show, sponsored by our good friends out at Froyo Frozen Yogurt. Stop out there tomorrow. Tell them you heard about, or you heard the final score, rather, on the radio. Tell them what the score is, and you get 25% off of your order all day long tomorrow at Froyo Frozen Yogurt. Good folks out there. And also we have our Minuteman on-time, on-target player of the game after the game. A lot of good candidates for that Minuteman player of the game right now. That may be a little tough to sort out.
Yeah. Also, David, Donnie Head, one of the Hall of Fame inductees here,
yes.
Coached the tennis team for years, had a lot of success, as well as the 85 girls tennis team. Again, in my Hall of Fame period of viewing, this is probably the most diverse group we've ever had.
Usually there's 3 or 4 in here that I don't know, and I trust the folks who put them in, don't get me wrong. But I know everybody on here, and it's a good group for me because I can say a little personal note about every one of those folks. And then again, the 85 tennis team, I'm sure I know some of those young ladies as well. Corbin set to kick it away. New punter in the game. And that is going to be Moore, I believe, 22. Jacob Moore, yes. Popped that one down near the goal line. I think it may have bounded into the end zone, and it did, so it'll be a touchback. And Corbin will, South Laurel will get it back 1st down and 10 at the 20. It concerns me a little bit because Corey was limping there as he came back out on the field. I don't think he's injured, but he took a pretty good shot, so they did not let him punt at that time.
He's took 2 right in the chops tonight. He has, and one was a terrific throw. He took the hit, stood in there. He's just so much more patient this year. He's letting guys run themselves open, throwing it to spots. He's just a totally different player, in my opinion, from last year to this year.
Jenkins working in the shotgun. Matt Hart behind him. Back to throws Jenkins. They try to set up the screen to the left side. Threw it underneath to 16, and Taylor Morrison threw his hands incomplete. So I put my glasses on. I think it might be easier for me to read these names.
That helps sometimes. Corbin's still primarily going with their starting unit. They do have a few substitutions in the game, but starting defense still on the field.
Take it down in 10 for South Laurel. Corbin on top, 35-0. Jenkins takes the snap. Drops back, fires off the left sideline, incomplete. Pass intended out there for Aaron Quinn. He was open at the 40. He got behind the defender over there, and but the pass was just overthrown, so it's going to bring up third down the line. Hey, Corbin Athletic Department wanted to me to mention this a couple times. I'd like to recognize the voluntary cannon firing done by Donnie Shaky Lloyd, and we appreciate him for his time, and also Leonard Slick Elliott for providing all the powder and supplies and all that stuff.
I hope he brought plenty of bullets tonight.
I hope he didn't bring any bullets.
I guess they're bullets, or what are they?
I hope he didn't bring any bullets. I hope he brought plenty of powder. Yeah, they're using a bunch. You're right. Jenkins back to throw again. Here comes the blitz. Southpaw is going to not pick it up. Slam to the turf.
Number 33, Shane Miller.
He's going to be hit to the turf by number 33, Shane Miller.
David, I think this Jenkins kid's the same kid we saw last year for South Laurel that got hurt in the game, and prior to him getting hurt, we were having a little trouble with him. I'm pretty sure that's the same kid.
Well, he's just not had any time, Burley.
No, he's not.
You could, and the perfect analogy. Every time I think about that, I think about Tim Couch. I say, if he had went to the Broncos or somewhere, where he may be having Hall of Fame numbers right now. Athletically, he was as good enough to play in that league as anybody, but boy, he just got his brains beat in for 2 years. And the same thing, at any level, you got to protect the quarterback. High end over end kick is going to be fielded by Hopper. He signaled for a fair catch and then took off running with it. Is that a penalty?
I'm not sure. We're getting ready to find out.
Here's what I think happened. Well, I know what happened. Hopper, that's one of those punts that looked like the bottom fell out of it. He signaled for a fair catch, caught it, dropped it, and then he thought he had to run, so he picked it up and ran with it.
Experience. Kenny Hopper's like a freshman out here, David. I want you to think about that. Although he's
with senior talent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He doesn't play like a freshman. I don't mean that in a degrading way.
I know.
I mean that in a way that this kid, he needs time because he's getting better every game.
Well, I think he's been able to stretch the field some, and you mentioned it last week, which is going to make the folks around him a little better as well. Yeah, it is a penalty, Coach. Signal for fair catch and take out running with it. Evidently, it's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to move Corbin back to the 41. First and 10 there. Dick Howard, he was all the way down the field. Now he's had to hustle back. Dick may be a little out of breath here.
Not Dick. Bell, not Central, 0-0, babe.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Handoff right side. Drew Carter into the secondary. He sprints all the way to the 50. Still on his feet to the 40-yard line before they track him down. That's a touchdown-saving tackle there made by number 27, Aaron Quinn. And now Tick's got to hustle back to the other way. Another 20 yards down the field. He's going to walk this time.
I don't blame him. Again, another athlete for Corbin touching the football, Carter.
Well, there
my mom's out there listening tonight, David. I'd like to say hello to her.
Hey, listen.
She listens every week.
Regardless of where we're at or what we're doing, if we're on the air, well, I know we've got at least one listener. Taylor dumps it off left side. He's got Moore on the wide receiver screen, makes a couple guys miss, and struggles forward over the 40 for a short gain of about 3.
Number 85, A.J. Moore.
He's moving a little gingerly to me, Coach. I mean, he had that shoulder problem and then fell on it. Was it in the Danville game, I believe? Went out for a few plays, came back, and when you watch him run, he's running like he's just a little bit shaken.
Yeah, I think AC joint he had.
Yeah,
was his injury.
I tell you, he's a big part of this Corbin offense. So he's a possession guy.
He is.
He and Brown are two guys that can really go up at a crowd and get you a first down. Hopper's the home run guy, but here's a pass off in the right flat. It's going to be caught by Browning. A diving catch. That's a nice grab that time by Browning. All the way out to the 35-yard line. Not going to be enough for the first down, but it will make third down much more manageable.
Well, hadn't he been a nice addition to this Corbin football team? He really has. He's a role player, and every good team, David, has role players, and he's Corbin. I think he and Brock are the two role players on this team. They just fit in different scenarios that do positive things for your team.
I'll tell you what Browning brings, too, and after watching basketball, whatever he does full speed, and he's got an enthusiasm about him that I think rubs off on other players. Here's a handoff straight up to get on 3rd and 5. Nance again's got lots of room. He's straight up the middle. People falling off of him all the way down to the 15-yard line. Say something. I'll say it again. You got to tackle Brian Nance. You got to tackle him. He's not going to find a place to lay down, but you got to get him on the ground because he will run through you.
He's a north-south guy. He definitely runs north and south and runs hard. He's a little quicker than what he looks, too.
I was talking to a good friend of ours about Corbin football this week, Terry Green. And, of course, Terry, has his daughter's a cheerleader, so he's been coming to some of the games here lately. And Nance was the kid he mentioned. He goes, I love watching that kid play. He asked me who he was. I said, I told him, and he said, man, he's one of my favorites to watch.
He's hard-nosed now. He is, and Terry Green was hard-nosed as well.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Those two about the same. Here's Taylor, throws for the end zone. Up for grabs is going to be out of bounds. And Taylor took another shot, very slow getting up. That one is going to be delivered by big number 44. It's a clean hit, too, Coach. I mean, there's no complaints there. As trying to get the kid's number here for South Laurel. That I've misplaced my South Laurel. There it is. That's Jordan Patterson.
Well, somebody's going to get a little talking to during the film session because Corey has took 3 shots where somebody just ran free and hit him. That can happen once and maybe twice, but you can't let your whole quarterback sit back there and get teed off on him.
Well, and and especially in 35-0 game, but and that pattern was long developing. They wanted to let Hopper get down the field, so he needed some more time. Back to throw again is Taylor. They set up the middle screen, and then Kopic's going to be hit immediately and dropped. Well defended by South Laurel. Lost on the play of about a yard, so Corbin now 3rd down and 10 from about the 11-yard line, maybe the 12. Yeah, that's it. We talked about that last week. There's probably not a prettier play in football than that middle screen when it's ran well.
I've been on some teams and coaching teams that was always a good play because we couldn't block them, so we said we'll screen them.
Yeah, let's lure them in here and throw over them. 3rd down and about 11 for the Hounds, working from the South Laurel 16. Maybe Cannonu field position here if we don't pick up the 1st down. Here's a little flare pass in the flat to Copic. He makes a couple people miss, still on his feet all the way down inside the 5. He's going to have the 1st down. Got down to the 2-yard line, needed to make the 3. Again, Copic just running freely, Burley. They're having a hard time getting him on the turf.
Very nice cuts. That's what Jake does. He's got great feet. He makes good, solid cuts. I'll tell you the trap Corbin's got to be careful of. It's not a competitive game, David. It's obvious. I mean, 35-0 here in the first half. You're off next week, and then Wayne County comes in. That's going to be Justin Haddock's toughest stretch this year.
Yeah, I think Wayne may be just a bit down, though. Williamsburg handled him very easy. Now, Williamsburg got a nice team, but Williamsburg beat him really badly last week. But you're right. You're exactly right. That's something you got to be very wary of. Here's a handoff. Copic's going to walk into the end zone virtually untouched. Good blocking out front. Zach Ingles out there, as well as Braden Severe delivered a nice block, too, early 42. The touchdown, Copic. Corbin extends their lead to 41-0.
Well, what happens is Wayne's a district game, and it's a rival game.
Yes, so you're right.
So it's going to be a little more punch from them, I think, in a game against like you said, a good Williamsburg team there. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. They're hammering everybody.
Yeah. Well-coached team. Coach Heron does a good job.
Yeah, he does. He does. He absolutely does.
Cannonu to attempt the extra point. 1 step. I love the way when he gets ready for an extra point, he's only 1 step. He takes 1 step and pops that thing.
It's like it scares him when the snap comes. He's
like
kind of hot.
Like he's trying to sneak up on it. But I'll tell you what, he's very, very effective. 42-0. Hounds on top. 2:51 to go. We'll pause for 30 seconds, then be back to Campbell Field. Stay with us. You're listening to Redhound Football. Long kick is fielded, and then fielded on the 5-yard line. South Laurel's going to run the reverse again. That's going to be 27, Aaron Quinn with it. Gets it out over the 20. He's cut down there. Flags come down on top of the play once again on the kickoff. We've not had many penalties in this game, Coach, but it seems like we've had one on almost every kickoff.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
No,
they waved one of them off, and this one looks like it's going to be a personal foul.
On South
Laurel, yeah.
And then, of course, one of the flags was when they kicked it out of bounds. That's an automatic. But the kickoffs have been a bit of a struggle thus far. Holding's declined. They're going to take the personal foul penalty.
Well, the clock's not running. We thought it would be after 36 points, but maybe that's, again, the coaches haven't agreed on that.
42-0, Corbin on top.
Well, I want you to think about that.
Is that any time in the game?
How do you do that? Go before the game and you go, hey, Coach, you think we'll run the clock?
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Hey, you make somebody mad and they'd say no.
Oh.
Jenkins moves up under center. They leave it off straight up the middle. This time it's going to be Matt Harp with the carry. Short gainer of about a yard or two.
Either that or they beat you.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be mild. Like, you care if we run the clock or we get a big lead, then you'd get upset. You said Knox and Knox Central.
Yeah,
and,
somebody sent me a mystery text here. Said it was 0-0. I don't know the time in the game, but I did get that.
Wow. Well, if they're into the game like us, that should be close to halftime. But that's just,
as they said on the schoolyard, that's going to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah. Yes. Handoff up the gut again. Good running room into the secondary. Goes the south ball back. I think that's number 21 on the carry. James Grubb. He's got some room. The first down.
Yeah, positive yardage for South.
Out to the 35-yard line of Corbin. Yeah, those two teams not in the playoff hunt against one another anymore, Burley. Whereas used to that game was a big playoff.
It was, yeah.
But it's still a very heated rivalry.
Well, one coach left and one took the job.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. Two good football teams, too. Two very physical football teams.
Two well-coached teams.
Two teams that Corbin will be playing later on in the year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Handoff again straight up the middle. So around the left side, Tarpey's got a little room. Turns the corner at the 40, gets out to the 41. Gain of about 6 maybe. Corbin still with their first guys out there. In case you were wondering, this is still the starters on defense for Corbin. South Florida just having a little success blocking us up front right now.
Well, they need positive plays, David. They need something to go in and halftime go, hey, I think we can do this, guys, in the second half. And that's the first time, really, that they've shown any positive offensive action.
Well, they've got a new quarterback in the game, Adrian Fultz. Just a freshman, I believe. He's going to take the snap and be hit and hammered to the turf. A loss on a play. Lost the football, but it was well after his knee had touched the ground. Let me see what grade Adrian is in. He's a freshman.
Well, Jenkins out of the game. I can tell you this. It wasn't his fault they didn't move the football. He had absolutely no time, 0 time.
Clock continues to wind down. 33 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down and 5 for South Florida, working from about their own 41. Split wide to the left side is Jared Grubb. Fultz working out of the gun. Going to have to hurry. Takes the snap, turns, leaves it off with the back, and that's going to be a hard hit and hammered to the turf. Evans and Lambert there. Those two guys have teamed up on a couple tackles for losses tonight.
I'll tell you, I get more impressed with Harley Lambert every week, David. He's big, he's strong, he's quick, and he's mean.
Well, that about sums it up. That's going to bring to a close the first half of play. Corbin on top, 42-0. We'll be back to recap the first half on our Froyo halftime show. And we'll also get an opportunity to talk with Coach Foley about our Hall of Fame inductees tonight. A little bit of an extended, I tell you what we're going to do when we come back, and we'll send this back to the note back to the stage here. We're going to go ahead and play the pregame interview with Justin Haddix. I know it's a bit out of order, but we're going to do that since we do have a extended halftime. So when we return from this break, you'll hear the interview with Patrick McDowell, a Redhound reporter, along with Coach Justin Haddix, and then we'll be back and recap the half. Stay with us. You're listening to Redhound football. A lot going on here tonight. Redhound's 3-1 on the year. Looks like they're going to move to 4-1 on the season, Coach. They got an off week next week. Then they forge off into district play.
That's the time of year it's important, David. This has been a great preseason. If we go ahead and win this game, I think if Coach Haddix and his staff, if they just said, Coach, would you sign up for 4-1 right now going into district time, everybody would have signed that petition. I'm sure of that. But the unfortunate thing is it's recreation.
Yeah, you start back 0-0 next week.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank Dave. Yeah, you mentioned earlier, and I did not mean to overlook them. We were fed very well tonight thanks to Donna Bowling and David Steakhouse. We appreciate those folks as well. David Steakhouse, always right there. One of those guys that is donating his time and services and products all over town when it has to do with Corbin kids. We appreciate Dave very much. All right, Corbin's going to kick it off to start the second half of play. Cannonew's got it teed up at the 40. Back deep is 21 Grubb, and I believe that's 23 Harp on the far side. I can't pick up his number from here. This is going to be a squibber off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds the second time tonight that Corbin's kicked it out of bounds. Very unusual.
Yeah,
Cannonew.
Hadn't seen that much out of Tulio. Again, we mention this each week. Skeeter loans us those 2 young men. They're very involved in this soccer program, I understand, and Tulio, I guess, maybe one of the main players on the varsity, or at least I've been told that.
Right.
But nevertheless, you know, what Coach Simon and his crew are doing with our soccer program is that we're statewide recognized.
Well, sharing of athletes is something that we have to do, and you know, we got some basketball players out here that are primarily basketball players. There are football players out now that are helping this team as well. So I like seeing that. Back to throw is Jenkins, who checks back into the game, gets it out in the flat. Pass is complete out there. Nice catch by number 21, Jared Grubb. Had a couple guys miss, pick up of about 9 yards.
Here's a classy move by Coach Haddock. That's all. I see one starter in the game right now, and that's, well, actually, I'm not sure if he started or not. Cody Evans is in there. He is a starter. He's in the mix, but all young kids in the game now for the Redhounds. We'll try to pick those up as the game goes on.
There's Justin Davis in there. I see Justin. Also in there is, there's a high snap over the quarterback's head all the way back to the 30-yard line. Well, Jenkins fell on that one just in front of Cody Evans. Also in the game, number 11, Caleb Mitchell.
Caleb's a promising young kid, David. He's a quarterback / receiver, but a lot of speed. They're looking for big things out of him in the future.
Dustin Sands, John Love, number 56 in the football game. We'll try to get a word on Tanner Powers. He's in street clothes over there. Again, I've been out of town, so I did not get a chance to. There's another bad snap. This one's on the turf. It's going to be tracked down again by Jenkins way back at the 20. This is going to bring up 4th down and a half a mile.
He has not played tonight, which, you know, I'm not sure of the injury, if it is an injury, and I'm assuming that's what it is. But we'll have a week off next week, and so that'll give him some more time to get ready for that Wayne County game, because he is important to this Corbin football team. He's been around here a long time, played a lot of football, and we're going to need him down the stretch.
Well, that linebacker position is just a brutal position, too. You're beaten banged on every play. Here's the punt by Jenkins. It's a low end-over-end kick angled toward the sideline, goes into the South Laurel bench, will go out of bounds. We're going to mark it out, gosh, right about the 40-yard line. So Corbin's going to take over 1st down and 10. We're going to get a look at this second-team Corbin offense, I would suppose.
I don't believe we are, Coach. Don't look like it.
No, we're not.
It looks like second-team defense. We're going to give the offense a series.
Well, Coach Haddock says, I'm leaving my starters in. The defensive guys, Tommy Greer's saying, I'm
do what you want to do. We're working on our timing.
So at any rate.
Good.
1st down and 10 for the Hounds. They do have the starters back out on the field. Taylor's going to work out of the shotgun. To his left is Nance. Nance is going to stay in and pass protect. Taylor sets up by Vaughn Douglas. Got his man wide open. Hopper makes the catch. Touchdown. That was a bullet thrown by Taylor. A laser right down the middle of the field, and Hopper, just running 5 yards behind everybody, makes the catch.
Yeah, we're just running by people right now. South Laurel, I mean, they've got some work to do, David. They really do. Again,
3 touchdowns for Hopper tonight, Coach.
We've mentioned that they're a team back rebuilding, a team back and, you know, trying to get back to true form, because they've had some good football teams over the years, but certainly they've struggled tonight.
Let me tell you what they've got going for them, though. They have got a great fan base.
Absolutely.
The fans that are here tonight have been exuberant. They're cheering their kids. They've been very much into the football game as Canandaigua connects on the extra point. 7 out of 7 for Canandaigua tonight. 49-0. Corbin on top. 8.5 to go. Now I would have to believe they're going to wind this clock after the kickoff and let it crank. I don't know that, but they haven't as of yet.
At this time, the administration would like to recognize a very special Redhound fan. This fan is always at every game. He's in the front row on every single basketball game.
They're making a presentation over there. I want to try to hear who this.
Turns almost an octogenarian.
Try to see who they're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please wish Buddy Martin a very happy birthday.
Buddy Martin's birthday, Mr. Redhound. They're recognizing Buddy over there for his birthday tonight, or today, I guess.
Buddy been seen a lot of football games, a lot of games, period, not just football.
He's seen a lot of Redhound events, hasn't he? He's been to a lot of sporting events. That's a fact. Canada's got it teed up at the 40. Back deep is Harp and Grubb again. They run that reverse almost every time we've got one in bounds. Let's see if they do this time. This one is hit to Harp. They are going to run in reverse. Harp fakes is going to keep it himself. That's I'll get it right in a minute. That's Grubb trying to turn the corner. Reverses his field. He's going to be in some trouble. He's tackled all the way back at the 4-yard line. Nice open field tackle there by number 10, Cameron Barton.
Number 21, Jared Grubb.
Well, looks like we're coming back with the young kids on defense. And we'll try to pick those names up. We don't see them every week, so bear with us, folks. Jordan Collette in there, linebacker. David for Corbin, number 33.
Caleb Parker in there, also number 34 in the ball game, Bertie. That's Matthew Cornett. Now, Matthew, we've seen him play quite a bit this year.
Yes.
Justin Davis out here at one corner, as is number 27, Logan. Is that 27 or 28? Okay. Let me get that straight. DJ Murphy, thank you. I think that is going to be a new quarterback in the game for South Laurel. That's, number 7, Adrian Foles. He's hit on a quarterback keeper, short gain.
Dustin Sams in there for the Redhounds, as well as Dustin Simpson.
Clock running, 7 minutes exactly to go in the third. Corbin on top, 49-0. Been a very light second half thus far. One long pass by Corbin. That's it. Here, breaking into secondary is Grubb. Going to be hit and cut down after a gain of about 10. Nice open field tackle there, Burley, by number 30, Corbin, Dustin Simpson.
I'm assuming this is our JV kids, Dave. I haven't had an opportunity to go out and watch Coach Watkins' JV rumble, but I've got to assume this is most kids that play on the JV. Looks like also now in the game for the Redhounds, number 56, John Love. We've called his name a few times this year.
Yes, we have. Games. South Laurel calling their play from the line of scrimmage. In a minute, but I'd like to get your opinion on next week's. The UK does not play tomorrow. We talk about a lot of subjects here on our football broadcast. I want to get your opinion on the Kentucky football game next week. I made mention my thoughts a minute ago to you as quarterback rolling back to the left. He's going to be hit and dropped. That's nowhere to go for Fultz. I'm of the opinion that after the way the game ended the other night, it's certainly a great effort by Kentucky at Florida. When they play Vanderbilt at home next week, I'm of the opinion it may be the biggest Kentucky football game in the past 10 years.
Without question, David, it's a huge game, and I think you're spot on. Here's why. One, we're talking about all the improvement we've made now after going down to Florida and playing Florida, well, nearly beating them. I'll let you get back to that this play.
So it's a quarterback draw up the middle. He's going to have a pretty decent gainer out over the left tackle to about the 18-yard line. Gain of 10. Going to bring up 4th down and about 8 for South Laurel.
But with that being said, Florida's having their struggles. They're not the Florida Bowl, but still you have to go on the road in an SEC environment like that and play as well as they did. The buzz is all the improvement that we've made. Should we lose to Vanderbilt, then it was all for naught. And that's why I think you're spot on with your assessment of that.
I was thinking about that this week, and I said, the Florida game almost. Here's a long pass down the left sideline by Fultz. He's got a man streaking down the sideline, incomplete, just off his fingertips. Falling. I said that was third. That was 4th down and 10. It actually was 4th down. Now they just flipped the numbers over. But my thought on the whole thing was this: the Florida game, in our minds, and even in the players' minds to some extent, will almost move into the win column if Kentucky goes ahead and beats Vanderbilt, takes care of business. If they don't, it goes into the fluke column.
That's exactly right.
And people are going to say that, well, that's Kentucky football. But, so I really think it's very important. And here's the thing. As crazy as it sounds, if they take care of business and can pull off one upset, they've got a chance, a shot to, here's a high punt from South Laurel. It's going to bounce and take a Corbin bounce as it backpedals all the way to the 35. They got a chance to maybe even entertain some bowl talk, somewhere down the line. They got to get 6 wins somewhere. But here's the thing. Nobody would have given them a chance of going into overtime with Florida, much less winning the game. Now, with that being, and again, they've got to take care of the business. And Vanderbilt coming in as a team that, based on what we've seen this year, the team they're supposed to be.
Yeah, because they're not playing very well at all. Not very well at all. It's not only that. Winning is just like getting the flu. When you first get it, you're going to feel worse at some point, and winning the same way. You start winning, it's going to get contagious, and good things can happen.
Well, I suggest you call your buddy, Coach Stoops, and I know you and him are personal friends.
We are.
You've eaten lunch together. A new quarterback in the game for Corbin. That is going to be number 7, Cameron Sizemore, completes the pass out in the flat. Drew Carter makes the catch again about 10 or 15. Did you call Coach Stoops and tell him that we've decided this is a really important game, this Vanderbilt thing? He needs to go ahead and take care of business.
Well, I'm not personal friends with Coach Stoops, but I'll tell you this. His personal friends don't have to tell him that because he knows how big this game is. It's huge.
I know that. Sizemore in at quarterback, going to work with some of the first-team players here. Sizemore, here comes the blitz. He's going to be hit and dropped. Wrestled to the ground, and he was waiting on Carter, I think, to run the post pattern, and it's just a little bit slow developing. All the way back to the 29, is going to bring up second down at 15.
I'm trying to get us a report on Tanner Powers here, Dave, just to see what his injury is.
Yeah, I'd like to have a report on Tanner, and I'd also like to have a report on Knox and Bell. If
we got any more mystery texters out there, let us know.
Yeah, and if you're texting accurate information, we'd certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Corbin up 49-0. We've kind of let our focus wane just a bit here. Here's a pass from Sizemore out into the left flat, intended for more, overthrown. He was running for the sideline there. They were after Sizemore.
Number 42.
Yeah, I've texted for my men on the sideline, but I haven't seen him reach for his phone yet. So evidently he's not going to get it.
Well, we may get it yet. And again, I did not get to do the Haddix interview. We've got Patrick McDowell, our student reporter, doing that now and doing a fantastic job, I might add. So I don't know if he would have discussed that with Patrick in the interview that we played at halftime, Burley. So you were watching your daughter get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Here's the pass up the right side. Going to be completed. Not sure who that was to. Was that that might have been Trevor Browning, 82. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was Browning. Going to be short of the first down. While you were watching Laurel get inducted, we were talking to, talking a little bit about that. So I don't know on the interview if whether or not he told Patrick that why Tanner was out. So the fans may know.
Oh, okay. I'll do a little better job next week on the open week.
Yeah, there you go. Me too. I probably won't make any mistakes next week on our broadcast. Here's Sizemore. He's in trouble again. He eludes the receiver. Gets it off underneath. Eludes the rush. Gets it off. The nice catch there and a run by Carter. Gets it down to the 1-yard line. Hey, next week though, and this is kind of sports related. We're going to be on the road next week, Coach. You and I are. We get to go to Auburn, watch a football game at Auburn University.
Tackled by number 20.
Possibly.
Aaron Quinn.
At least I'm going to go.
It's a Redhound first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Auburn had a little trouble with K-State last night.
You know, they did. I watched a little bit of that game, and is there any better-looking uniforms in college football than Kansas State?
It is.
That's a good-looking uniform, let me tell you.
New quarterback in the game, Dave.
Yeah, he's been in the last few plays. He's going to keep this one in and run it in. Sizemore touchdown right off right tackle. Good block out front there. It's 64 there. I'm going to get that kid's name. 64 through a really nice block. Walks him in, and I don't have him on my roster. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. It's Dylan Carrick.
Boy, South Laurel has just quit. I mean,
they're tired, and it's 55-0.
It's a tough spot.
And the quarter ran out. Now, will they go for the extra point here, or will they do it at the beginning of the next quarter? Now they're going to go ahead and I thought they might start the fourth quarter clock running at 55. Cannonu, maybe this is the Corbin record here. 8 extra points in one game. If he hits it,
I wouldn't think so. We beat not perfect simple 84 one time.
Yeah, but did we used to miss extra points back then, Coach.
Yeah, no, that was my duty.
Cannonu completion.
Sure did.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. I mean, you're a linebacker and a guard, and you end up being in football, and you ended up being the kicking coach, man. How'd that happen?
By lack of nobody else being able to do it or wanting to do it. Hey, when you start missing them, nobody wants that responsibility.
Joe Lester, Brady Barrett, Carolyn Coker.
I don't know what they're doing out here right now, but they're introducing a bunch of kids for some kind of a club, and I see a bunch of students, and there's a bunch of football players running out there to get recognized as well.
Ethan McClellan, Samantha Jenkins, Hannah
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a project brought forth by Assistant Principal Steve Jewell. He told Mr. Crawford that he wanted to start getting some, the principal at the high school, they wanted to start getting some kids recognized like they do at UK. And so we've seen 3 or 4 different groups of kids going out there getting recognized here at quarter breaks and halftime and things like that. I think it's a really nice touch.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they're involving students from other areas in the school, because a football team doesn't make up a school. It's the whole student body, and you know, that helps with the excitement and the winning, and Coach Jewell's all about winning.
Today is her birthday.
We're starting the 4th quarter of play here, 56-0. Corbin on top. It's been all Redhounds. They scored on their first 3 possessions, if I'm not mistaken, in with a total of 7 plays, maybe 7 plays.
Well, South Laurel's going to have to regroup, Dave. I mean, they've got some struggles ahead of them. I've seen some tremendous football teams up there in the past. I go back to Neil Warren, what a wonderful player he was.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Bowling, and you know, and there's other names through the years, but they're down a little bit. It's going to take some work.
You know, and it makes you wonder. You know, when you're from a smaller school like us, a smaller district, you look at that and you say, you know, how can you have that many kids and not be really, really competitive here? But hey, listen, it's just like you said. It's like the snowball rolling down the hill. Whether it's good or bad, it picks up momentum. Momentum, I think, is one of the most underrated dynamics in sports, in life for that matter, but it goes both ways. You have good momentum or bad momentum. Kickoff is going to be fielded by number 27, Aaron Quinn, brought back out to the 20, where South Laurel take over first down and 10. But, you know, right now, I think you see 2 teams clearly going in opposite directions.
There's no question about it. And don't get me wrong, that community is very supportive of the athletic programs.
You can see them here. They're here.
They went to the baseball state tournament this year. Had a very good baseball team. They've had tremendous basketball teams. Had some good football teams. Really have. Had 2 great quarterbacks up there, and Ricky Warren Ricky Bowling and Neil Warren. But you know, they're definitely in a rebuilding phase. I don't know if their kids are young or what their situation is, but they've got some work ahead of them.
Jonah French into the game for Corbin. Just trying to pick out some numbers here that we haven't mentioned as of yet. Now we got a timeout on the field. We'll hang on to it here. For some reason, we're not. I don't know if we're still running the clock. I looked at the 3rd quarter there, and to be honest with you, I think it did run in the 3rd, but I can't swear to that.
I don't think it was.
Knox Central rather, and Bell County going at it tonight. Where was that game at, Coach? You know?
I don't know. If my brother's out there, I'm sure he'll. Oh, here's a text from Randy Worley. Knox 0, Bell 0, 6:24 in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
Matt Barger hurt seriously is the report I got here from Randy Worley. Said the radio, I hope not too, said the radio is reporting that. And our thanks to Randy Worley for getting that information.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Another one of those varsity club guys, Burley. He's put in a bunch of hours over here. Back to throw is Fultz, dumps it off underneath, got his man out in the flat. That catch is made by number 21, Jared Grubb. He works his way out to the 25-yard line. You know, the Barger kid is a phenomenal athlete, a great football player. You know, when we played him last year, he was really beaten, banged up, got healthy back again in basketball season. Tremendous basketball player.
Well, we seen an injury last week at Danville that was really sickening almost. Kid had his foot bent back double. As it turned out, it was a dislocated ankle, where a lot of people say, well, it wasn't that bad. I wouldn't want one, but nevertheless, you know, high school football, David, at this level, it can be pretty brutal out there.
Well, I was talking to Coach Greer, and you know, I don't think he would mind me sharing this. That it was such a gruesome sight that he said they literally had some kids on there, Corbin kids, that got physically upset. That it was so bad. He said, and he said we lost our focus after that. To be honest, he said, and I think that injury had something to do with it. He said our kids are such nice kids. He said it really shook them when they saw it. And he described it to me. I'm not going to describe it on the radio because it was gruesome, and some of y'all may have even been at the game. But He said he really thought that gave a lot of that reason for the reason Corbin lost their focus.
Well, I just got a report on Tanner Powers from my brother. Says he sprung his ankle in the Danville game last week, so I'm sure they're holding him out this week. Didn't feel like that.
Precautionary, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate these folks helping us do our job.
Yeah. Hey, big game in the local area tomorrow night, Cumberland Union Day.
Oh, yeah.
Battle for the Brass Lantern.
Cumberland, boy, you talk about a team that's had some success here recently at that level.
They have a couple kids from Corbin playing at that level at Cumberland right now. Matt Jewell, Steve Jewell's son. I understand Matt's playing on special teams and getting some snaps on defense. Taylor Waddle, also a Corbin kid, went down to Cumberland. Now, I may have left somebody out here, and I hope I didn't, because I'm not sure if we have anybody over at Union or not. But I do know those two are at the University of Cumberland.
3rd down and 6 for South Laurel. Fultz, the quarterback, after a short gainer there, he's going to keep it himself, try to get around the left end, the hit and wrestle down a loss on the play. Let's see who that Redhound is, because he made a good defensive play. That's Simpson, I believe, 31. Sands, I'm sorry, Dustin Sands.
Yeah. I tell you what's tough when you're in this situation, you're South Laurel. You know, the varsities come in here and beat you up a little bit, just quite frankly, a little bit more superior football team tonight. Then you get these hungry JV guys that are just dying to get in the game on Friday night, and they're fired up and flying in football, and it's late in the 4th quarter. It's a no-win situation when you're to this point.
And they got a personal foul against Corbin. Looked like something, said blow to the head, probably spearing, what we used to call spearing, Coach, I think. But at any rate, well, maybe not. It may have been a hand to the head, but the penalty will give South Laurel a first down, working from their own about 34-yard line.
Another new Redhound in the game, number 61, Dylan Lawson.
Fultz will move up under center. Adrian Fultz, the freshman quarterback in the game now for South Laurel.
I hope Dylan Lawson turns out like the last Lawsons we had. Brad and Jared.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Handoff straight up the gut, and that's going to be a pretty good run there. 5-yard gain for number 23, Matt Harp.
Brad Lawson, David, former Corbin standout, the defensive coordinator over at Knox Central now.
You know, that's a kid that will get some consideration for Hall of Fame.
Oh, I think he's first ballot.
Yeah.
I do. I honestly do. Oh, he's a tremendous.
Now, is he a cousin to Jared? Are they related at all?
I'm not sure, to be real honest with you.
Nice young man. Fultz going to keep it around the right side, trying to get a block. Justin Davis plays off a block and makes a nice tackle. Big hit there by Davis. The flags come down. They were holding Davis. They were. I mean, they almost, the guy out there, the wide receiver, tried to tackle him. Justin slung him off and made the play.
That was a big play by Justin. He really kept his outside arm free, played down the line of scrimmage, and played that very well. We're hoping to get some scores here so we can update you as the game goes on. If my brother's listening, that's your job. We're going to dock your pay if you don't
we'll cut it
on that.
We'll cut it in half or triple it, and it'll be the same.
Well, you know, you got to start at the ground up if you're South Laurel. You got to make sure that your youth programs are solid, and then you got to get your young kids in the weight room and take care of your veterans, you know, and let them finish out, you know, this season. But they've got some work ahead of them.
Fultz takes the snap, leaves it off with the second back through. That's Harp again, I believe. Runs into a group of Redhounds at about the 40-yard line. Now, makes you wonder, again, had a win last week, beat Clay County pretty convincingly, 26-7 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they may be having a bad night, but, you know, that's high school, David, and this type of rivalry, you expect more from them. They expect more from themselves. I'm not picking on them by any sense of imagination.
Sure.
Just one of those years where you got to kind of regroup. And like I say, it all starts in the weight room and your youth programs, and it's a proud community. They'll fire back. I can guarantee you that.
Well, one thing I've been impressed with, and I've mentioned it a couple times tonight, and they're still here. They got a great fan turnout. This has been a good turnout.
They always do.
It's been a good turnout for a visiting team as we've had this year, with the exception maybe of the Pigskin.
Here's a score of interest, David. Southwestern 30, Wayne County 0.
I think Wayne's graduated a bunch of seniors last year, and boy, they had a great team. And, you know, could have been state champions. I mean, they really
They were right there.
They were right there.
They were
and
right
had,
there to
had a
bail.
legitimate chance to win that game, and really like their coach, like the program they've got over there. Their school's doing a great job as well, the whole school system. But this is one of those years where they could used to call it paying for your raising. They've had all those seniors last year. We're gonna experience some of that next year. We got 24 seniors on our roster.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah. And in these smaller schools, you gotta really work hard to continue to bring your young programs on. And that's why people like Brent Jackson and your brother Wendell Foley, that's why those folks are so important, because they continue to pump good players into this program. And
David, if this Corbin kid feels this punt, watch him run. This kid's got a lot of quickness too.
fair catch. He fumbled it, fell on it by South Laurel. Going to fall on it, actually. I'm not sure who was that back there.
No, that wasn't. I thought it was Caleb Mitchell. That was Cameron Barton.
Okay. So they misplayed again. It's weird because some punters just have that knack, and this guy does. Jenkins does. He hits it so high that it looks like it's got to look like misjudging the fly ball. It just falls straight down.
Yeah. Looks like you hit a bird.
Yeah, it does. Or like, you've hit a ball right into the wind and it just drops. But Hopper did the same thing a minute ago. Just there wasn't anybody there to recover it. That's not Barton's fault there. Well, it is his fault, but I'm sure he would tell you that. But that's a tough one to field. He's not the only one that's misjudged him tonight, let me tell you.
Williamsburg in a little battle tonight, David, up at Newport. And this is not Newport Central Catholic. It's Newport, but 19-14 in the fourth quarter.
Is that Williamsburg lead?
Your Williamsburg lead, yeah. That'd be important to tell, wouldn't it?
Williamsburg lead. Yeah, that's like they used to give the scores on Saturday Night Live. They said these baseball scores just in 3-2, 4-3, 1-1, 1-0, and 11-10.
Okay, I can go to sleep now.
Yeah. 6.5 to go. We're, as you can tell, struggling for material here tonight. Corbin's it's been all Redhounds. Gonna have a week off next week, so you won't have to put up with us on your radio. But big UK football game next week is the Cats will be taking on Vanderbilt at home. And like Burley said, we're going to be able to tell if they've actually improved as much as we hope they have.
I think they have. I really do, David. I think we're faster. We're a little more physical than what I've seen in the past. And, again, these are assumptions. Or it sure did seem that way down in the swamp. But now, Muschamp, after the game, he pointed out something. He said, hey, we had 600 yards offense, which, hey, I'm not a Muschamp guy. Rather than give Kentucky a little credit. But
yeah, I'm not either. I mean, there's a lot of folks down there that aren't Muschamp guys either.
I started to say there. Yeah. He don't have to worry about me.
Yeah, Austin Eaton with the carry for South Laurel. And I thought the left side, Eaton again is going to be hit and stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Actually lost a yard or two.
A little bit of interest in this game. Johnson Central 45, Harlan County 14. The reason we've got some common opponents with Harlan County. Harlan County not quite as good as they've been in the past years. They've been very good. Corbin with two really, really good football games left on their schedule, and Knox Central and Bell. The two best are yet to come.
Well, yeah, I mean,
early season.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are going to be two, you call them slobber knockers, two very physical football games. And are both of them here? No, or Knox Central's up there, right?
Yep, Bell here, Knox Central there.
Bell's here, Knox Central, okay. 56-0, Corbin on top. Back to throw is Fultz, sets up, fires off the left side. He's got a man out there, incomplete through his hands. And delivering a pretty nice blow there was number 1, Jonah French. Completely clean blow, but the receiver stretched out. He gave a pretty good joke.
He got it honest. That's Tim French's son who played here. A good defensive player for Corbin over the years. And Tim would hit you, and looks like Jonah will too.
He gave him a pretty good pop right there, yeah. So that's going to force South Laurel to turn it over on downs.
And we are in a continuous run mode, Dave.
Yeah, good stand that time by the young Redhound defense as South Laurel had a pretty good chunk of their starters on offense still out there, and they're able to hold them. South Laurel is going to take a timeout, it looks like, as Coach Jackson wants to talk things over just a little bit. We'll take a 30-second break as well, then be back. Stick around. You're listening to Redhound Football on back at Campbell Field. Dave Cox, Burley Foley with you. We're stopped at 4:15 on the clock. 56-0 Corbin on top. I'd like to remind everybody, stick around after the game. We'll get your Minuteman on-time, on-target player of the game.
Got a little college football score in here, Dave, from our good friend Don Ashley. South Florida 14, UConn 7 at the half. So we got a Friday night football game, which is unusual for college.
You know, it is a bit unusual. I like the Thursday night games in both college and pro. That kind of gets you to the weekend, gives you a little bump to the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I like those. I saw a little bit of the pro score last night, but Atlanta sure came alive. 56 points in the pro game is quite a bit. Here's a handoff left side. Nice run that time by Tucker Jewell. He turns the corner. Big gainer. Refuses to go down all the way to the 40-yard line of South Florida. Gain of about 19 on the play for Tucker.
Tucker's a kid, David. Next year will get some carries. You know, coming into this year, there's just so many senior-laden athletes out there. It's hard to get him on the field and get him some carries. But I think he'll be a guy that we'll lean on in the backfield next year.
You got him, and you got him back. You got Dylan Brock back. Derek Carter, Drew Carter back. That's three good ones. The Reedy kids are back. I mean, you got some playmakers.
Looks like Bales went up on Knox Central 7-0 in the fourth.
Wow, that's a physical game, I guarantee you. Sizemore takes it, leaves it off on the right side, running very hard. He's got some room, turning the corner. Still on his feet, out to the 30, down to the 25-yard line. That's number 14, Caleb Myers.
Good little run.
Yeah, that was a great run. It was a very athletic-looking run there by Caleb. I don't think I know that young man, but he's got some skills.
Play result in the Redhound first down.
I tell you, when you're getting older, David, that, used to, I could tell you all the kids on the field and most of their parents, and, it's getting away from me now.
Well, you were at practice every day, too. That helped.
Well, I was talking about young kids.
Oh.
You're not supposed to tell that.
I mean, when you're coaching, you're supposed to know their names when you're coaching.
You're not supposed to bring that up.
Sizemore is going to hand it off left side to French. Jonah French trying to get around the corners. Got some room. He may take this one to the house. He walks it into the end zone. Touchdown, Corbin. Jonah French on the jet sweep takes it in. 62 now for Corbin.
Yeah, folks, and if you're, listening to this or watching it, Corbin's not trying to run the score up. Those are all young kids in there right now and have been, with the exception of maybe 2 drives here in the second half, 2 or 3 drives. But Corbin came early with their second defensive unit, their JV, and now these, like I say, these kids are all young kids.
Kennedy's going to have to take a salt bath here. He's had a bunch of attempts.
Again, congratulations, David, to all the Hall of Famers tonight.
Extra point is good. Wow, that's 9 extra points tonight. 9 for 9.
He's our leading scorer. No, Hopper is.
He's got 9 points. I mean,
he's halfway there.
Yeah, he's just, when a kicker gets into double digits in high school, that's huge.
That's big.
Yeah. Congratulations to all the Hall of Fame inductees. Now, really representative class. A lot of good folks, and really enjoy this night every year.
There's our good friend Harold Reynolds down there, buddy.
It is.
Yeah. He's a good man.
He is a good man. Harold's a good man. I didn't really recognize him behind that big beard there until you pointed out, but sure enough, he was waving like crazy up here, and there's fans right down in front of us, so I'm thinking maybe he's waving at them, but I hadn't seen Harold since he sported the new beard.
Well, I saw Harold out at Walmart, and Harold said, I said, you going to the game, Harold? I said, yeah. I said, I'll buy you Pepsi. He was showing me his Pepsi there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. He's a good fella. Had a son who was a good football player at Lincoln Camp.
Yes, he did. I tell you what I like about Harold. He's always glad to see you, and he's always in a good mood.
He's a fine guy.
Cannonoo's kick is on the way. This is a end over ender. It's going to hit and, again, go out of bounds. His third one tonight went out of bounds about the 7-yard line, but that will draw the penalty once again, and 1st and 10 now for South Florida 35. Now, Cannonoo has been perfect on extra points.
Just a little sideways on his kickoffs.
I'm not sure that I'm confused. And again, I need to get clarification on this. I'm thinking maybe we got one Cannonoo kicking off and one kicking extra points, because I believe that Cannonoo just kicked off left-footed, and our extra point kicker, has been right-footed. So maybe Lucas is kicking the extra points and Tulio's kicking off.
Well, in baseball, switch hitter, switch footer.
Yeah, but they're both wearing 84. I don't know. That's got to be illegal. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get some clarification on that. Real easy for me to get confused, though. I can tell you that much. Bolt's set to keep it himself. He turns the corner and gets a gain of about 4 or 5 right at the middle. Just 2 minutes to go in the football game here. Corbin on top, 63-0. Hounds will improve their record to 4-1 on the season. off week next week. They'll be able to heal their wounds just a little bit, getting some extra prep as they head off into district play. The week after that, they'll be entertaining Wayne County here. And I don't know if these kids really have that long a memory or not, but Wayne, they certainly will remember the game last year with Wayne, and the season did not end well over at Wayne County. Handoff straight up the middle, no room whatsoever. Bunch of Redhounds there in on that tackle. Another new name in there, number 74. I don't know that we've called his name yet tonight. That is Matthew Bunch in on that tackle.
You Bunch.
45, that's another new one. We haven't called his name as well. Dylan Lovelace in the football game. Trying to get all these guys' names on the radio that we've not called. 38, have we talked to that number 38 there? Michael Morton? No, we have not. Not yet tonight. He's been in the game, earlier in the year. Alex Williams, number 43, also in the football game. 17 on the far side at that right corner, Winston Marcy.
That's tough to do at this point in the game, to make sure you get everybody in the game.
Yeah, well, you got 80. It is tough. Floats around the left corner, is going to be hit and wrestled to the turf. Stays in bounds. Clock winding down. Southlaw may run one more play. But, yeah, you got 80 guys over there, and all of them have been at practice all week long. You want to be sure that you get them in if you can. And it is important. One or two plays is a big deal.
On Friday night it is, when you're a young kid. I'm continuing to look at this Bell Knox Central score.
It
We'll
was
pass
7-0.
that along to
You say 7-0 Bell?
7-0 Bell was the last report I got. And also the radio was reporting that Matthew Barger had been injured in the game. We certainly hope that he's okay, because he's one of the Tri-County's top athletes, and we want to see him be okay.
Yeah, without question, he's a great basketball player. I'd love to watch him play basketball. Good football player as well. And that will bring to close the game as this football game as Southlaw lets the clock run down. 63-0. Corbin gets the victory. Shutout over the Cardinals.
Question number 1. Where can you shop Fords and Chevys conveniently in one location?
Falls Auto Group?
That is correct. Question number 2. Where do you get free car washes for life when you purchase a vehicle?
Falls Auto Group?
That is correct. Final question. Where are you going to buy your next car or truck?
Falls Auto Group.
Correct. Let's show him what he won.
Right on the corner, right on the price. Go to fallsautogroup.com.